Hey, what's up? Thomas Malonda again on the Tom Thinking series. I think it's been like a month ever since I recorded a video and released it, and I thought I would release a subsequent one after 2 weeks, but unfortunately, it's been super tight on my end, so I wasn't able to deliver. But I'm glad to be here today, recording this, and I'm gonna be releasing it, so you'll be watching it. So the last time when I released the video, I was talking about the aspect of utilizing our times of abundance to prepare for our times of scarcity. Interestingly, after releasing that video, I was reading a book by Jim Collins called Great by Choice, in which he spoke of a word or a concept called productive paranoia. And the way he explained it was actually what I was talking about, because he was saying that companies that were making it or that make it had executives who had that attribute of productive paranoia. So what that meant, according to him, was they had the ability to think about the times of scarcity when they were at their peak seasons, at their times of abundance. So, which is basically what I was talking about last time. And I'm not here to talk about that again. I just want to, just giving a recap of what I spoke about last time. And, of course, I got lots of feedback from many of you who watched it, and I'm glad it was hopeful. So today what I want to talk about, which builds from what I spoke about last time, the aspect of preparing ourselves for times of scarcity, is what do we do then? So one of the people who watched that video told me that, okay, you've said all this stuff, it's true, we need to prepare ourselves, but what do we do? I'm doing this 9-to-5 job. I've heard your cry of, I gotta prepare myself for a time of scarcity. So what do I do? Interesting question. So I'm gonna answer that question in today's video in 2 ways. First, I spoke about how you can do that. I say that if you get a 9-to-5 job, beyond 5 p.m., what are you doing with your time? So between 6 p.m., I would say that when you leave at 5 p.m., maybe that hour is for you to relax a bit, or you can even use 2 hours to relax a bit. So between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m., what are you doing? Second, early morning. So when you wake up in the morning, let's say between 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. when you start preparing yourself to go to work, what are you doing? Okay, so that is the how. Like, how are you gonna do this? You got the time. So the big question goes into, what are you gonna do in that time, such that by the time times of scarcity come about, you are prepared. Of course, one of the common principles talked about, especially by the finance guys, financial coaches, all those people who speak about financial literacy, is that you gotta save money, invest money. I'm not gonna talk in that particular perspective, but of course that's so important. What I'm gonna talk about is what brings you that money for you to save beyond your 9-to-5, and the 2 concepts I'm gonna talk about. So the first one is when you begin working. So when you go to school and learn whatever field you choose to go into and begin learning about a particular topic, okay, you begin acquiring knowledge. You begin getting knowledge in that particular field or aspect. When you begin working, you start putting into practice that knowledge that you've acquired from school. Okay, so probably you've done a first degree, From there, you could add a second degree. You're learning. When you come to the job, you begin applying. It usually takes you about, I think, maybe 10 years for you to become a master. Between 5 and 10 for you to become a master in a particular thing. Like the knowledge you've acquired to immerse, like for you to be immersed into it such that when they call you at any one time about that particular topic, you can ably deliver. Between 5 to 10 years, okay? So let's say that between the first 5 years to 10 years of your career, you've been acquiring skill. You had the knowledge, yes, but then you've been mastering the skill. You've been applying the knowledge, and in the process of applying, you're mastering that skill. So when you get to that point, and many of you could be there, okay? So when you get there, the next step is, how do you translate that skill into a source of income? Okay? So the first step has been knowledge, acquiring knowledge. You need knowledge from school, from, reading books. Second step is the skill. How do you acquire the skill? By applying the knowledge that you have gotten. After applying the knowledge, then the third step of translating the skill you've gotten to a source of income requires you to establish a network. Who knows that you can do what you do? Oh yes. Who knows that Thomas Malunda can speak the way he does? Who knows that you looking at me can do what you do? So that is so crucial. Many of you are so skilled. You're so good in particular things, but nobody knows. Apart from you, like, you just be there seeing people doing stuff and you're like, I can do it better than them. But you've not come out to show the world that you can do that thing. So because you've not come out to show the world wants to know, and they're going to pay people money for doing things that you can do best. Okay? So when you come out and show the world that you can do a particular thing, then that's when the world will begin paying you for that. So the marketplace begins paying you for the value you are bringing to it. So that being known comes from the network that you have created. So as you are acquiring knowledge, you need to be building a network. As you are acquiring the skill, as you're applying the knowledge, you need to be building the network such that by the time the skill is mastered, you go to this network and tell them that, guys, I can do that. And then they'll give you a chance. If they give you a chance, you gotta be very exceptional, such that they remember you, such that they refer you. Before you know it, you're gonna be getting lots of referrals, and the marketplace is gonna be paying you. So when that money comes in, that's the money you use. You can save it, you can invest it, all those things that the financial guys usually talk about. Okay? So that's one concept of what to do, how you know what to do. That's one thing that you should think about. For all the years you've been working, what is that thing you've mastered? If there is that particular thing, then who knows you? Who knows that you can do that thing? That's concept one. Concept two, which aligns with what I've just said, the concept one, is, it was also, brought about by Jim Collins. So he called it the hedgehog concept. So he said that there are things that we are passionate about. Okay, so you put down a list of things you're passionate about. Two, there are things that you can be the best at. So in line with what I've been saying, those things that you are skilled in, those are the things that fall into that second bucket. So the first bucket has things you're passionate about. There are so many. Second bucket, things you can be the best at, the skills you've mastered. Third, the things that will pay you well. So the thing, or the things that intersect those three circles what you're passionate about, what you can be the best at if you put in the time, and what pays well. He called that the hedgehog concept. Okay, so you need to determine that for your life. What is that one thing which you're passionate about, you can be the best at if you give it time, and can bring in money? If you discover that thing, then you go back to the first concept. Who knows that you can do that thing? That's where the money comes from. So I hope that this video brings more clarity to you with regards to what to do. Okay, what to do to ensure that you prepare yourself for times of scarcity. Looking forward to speaking to you again soon. May the good Lord bless you all. Cheers.